to It's Not What You Know. Hello, I'm Joe Lycett, a 20-something allowed to present a show on Radio 4, but only because I have the voice of an elderly woman. Now, I often say it's not what you know, but who you know. For example, it takes 3 years to earn a black belt in karate, but if I met Eamon Holmes, I think I could improvise at least one good, clean punch. And I don't know how to bake a loaf of bread, but I once met Paul Hollywood, and I rose. It's the tone of the show, lads. This programme is not about what you know, it's about who you know, and most importantly, how well you know them. Every week we get 3 guests and ask each of them to nominate someone they know, who then gets rung up by me and asked a lot of really important questions, like, do you prefer carpet or a wood floor? Or, which would you choose, a fountain pen, a ballpoint or a Sharpie? I always go for Sharpie, makes the phone number nice and clear on the toilet wall. Tonight's panellists have to guess the answers their nominees gave, and if they get enough of them right, they'll win tonight's star prize, a weekend at Centre Parks. Sorry, I misread that. It actually says you'll be given a centre parting by a very nervous trainee hairdresser, and it will take all weekend. So who'll be sitting through those 48 hours of apologies? It'll be one of tonight's guests, Kerry Godliman, Jack Carroll and Melanie C. First, let's meet actress and comedian Kerry Godliman. Kerry's appeared in hit sitcoms like Ricky Gervais's Derek and Jack Dee's Bad Move. Although Kerry's appeared in lots of award-winning TV shows, for me her best work came in the 2011 Bird's Eye Emperor King Prawns commercial, an acting masterclass. You really made me believe those prawns would stay edible for up to 6 months. Kerry, can you tell us who you've nominated to answer our questions?
I've nominated someone that I think knows me very well. He's known me all my life. I think he was the best candidate.
I'm Martin. I'm a violin maker and restorer. I live in West London, and I'm Kerry's dad.
A violin maker and restorer. If you took a bit more care making the violins, Martin, maybe you wouldn't spend so much time restoring them. Well, welcome, Kerry and Martin. Next, we welcome stand-up and writer Jack Carroll. Jack first came to fame on ITV's Britain's Got Talent, where he finished second to Hungarian shadow theatre group Attraction, who sadly were unavailable to appear instead of Jack at tonight's recording. We all remember Jack on Britain's Got Talent, the way he came onto the stage, no one knew what he was going to do, and then he sang I Dreamed a Dream and all of our hearts melted. Of course, he has less facial hair now than he did then. So, Susan, who have you nominated to speak to us?
I've nominated someone who I'm very close to, who I think knows a lot about me, and I consistently beat at FIFA on the PlayStation 4.
OK, let's see who it is.
Well, I'm Tom, I'm 27, I work in investment management, and I know Jack because he's my little brother.
Investment management, so he's the one bringing in the money while you work on Radio 4, is that right?
Well, I would hope so.
Is he a big earner?
I don't know. Not that he's not.
How
that
much
he's
money
let
has he
on to
got
me.
exactly, Jack?
It's not his money I'm hoping for. It's his kidneys. Organs are always more valuable than financial remuneration, aren't they, sir?
That old catchphrase.
Yeah.
Well, welcome Jack and Tom. Finally tonight we welcome Melanie C, singer, songwriter and spicy sportsperson. In her professional career, she sold more than 85 million records before leaving HMV to join the Spice Girls. Mel, tell us a bit about your nominee.
Well, I'm starting to wonder whether I'm going to regret this because I spent a number of years beating this particular person up. So,
I didn't
yeah,
think
do you want to find out
Jerry,
who it is?
but there you go.
It's not one of the other Spice Girls.
OK, well, let's hear them introduce themselves.
My name's Paul O'Neill. I'm from Widnes in the northwest. I'm currently a racing driver, and I'm also the brother of Melanie Chisholm, or Melanie C.
Paul told us he was currently a racing driver. Good of him to take one hand off the wheel to answer the phone to us. Is he a safe driver?
He is, actually. Well, I think he is when I'm in the car. He's very experienced,
Well,
so you
he
feel
thinks you're going to
safe
hit
with
him.
Yeah, this is true. He was a very annoying little brother. He's 6 years younger than me, so there's certain points in your childhood, isn't there, when that's quite an uncomfortable gap.
Well, welcome Mel and Paul and all of our guests. Well, we better get on with this. We haven't got long before Jack's voice breaks. In round one, we ask your nominees questions about what they think about you, and then you have to try and guess what they might have said. Kerry, you're up first. We asked your dad, Martin, what job would Kerry be worst at? What might your dad have gone for?
I've done a lot of jobs that I'm rubbish at. I worked at a bingo hall for quite a long time.
What did you do there?
Well, they didn't trust me as caller, so I was bar and buffet. Probably anything in the service industry. I don't think there'd be anything more ridiculous than me wearing a badge saying, happy to serve.
OK, well, let's ask Martin.
I think she wouldn't like to deal with the public, particularly when you've got to be sort of polite and serve in a shop, something like that. I think it'd be hard for her.
Serving the public, he said, so that's right. Yeah, brilliant. Seems to know you very well.
I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah. So anything with the public. So
Anything where I have to be nice or polite.
Gosh, yes, that does sound awful. Yes, Martin said that Kerry would be terrible at any job that involves dealing with the public. I'm not like that at all. I like to think of myself as a people person, by which I mean a slag. So I'm going to give you 2 points for that. Jack, it's you now. We asked your brother Tom, if a film was made about the life of Jack Carroll, who would play the all-important role of Jack? Who do you think Tom will have gone for?
Stephen Hawking, maybe? I don't know.
Do you ever get compared to people? Do people ever say that you look like...
Oh, I know, I've got the answer. Thank you. Sue Perkins.
Who says that you look like Sue Perkins? I mean, it's so perfect.
If my... Cheers. Well, if my brother hadn't answered that, if I'd have asked my sister, she definitely would have answered that, which is partly why I didn't ask her. But yeah, I'll go with Sue Perkins.
You think Sue Perkins? Well, Tom, who's the perfect person to play Jack?
Sue Perkins is past for Jack.
So hang on, you said if you asked your sister, she definitely would have said that. So were you hoping that Tom would have been a little nicer to you?
Well, yes. That's all I'll hear about now from my sister and my brother and the general public, so...
I mean, I'm going to tweet you every day with it, so... Yes, Tom says that Sue Perkins would be the perfect person to play Jack in a film of his life. Well, I guess she'll be looking for work now that it's been proven the British public don't give a shit who hosts Bake Off. So 2 points there. Mel, we're coming to you now. We asked your brother Paul, what is Mel's favourite Spice Girls song? Now, what's the answer, and do you think your brother will get it right? So this is your favourite Spice Girls song.
OK, well, it's changed over the years, because some of the more up-tempo songs are a bit silly.
Specifically?
All the up-tempo ones. I think something like Wannabe and Spice Up Your Life, that, you know, when people talk about reunions, when I'm 43 now, and I kind of think, yeah, I'm not sure I can still run around going zigga-zigga.
You did it well then.
Yeah, thank you. Originally, it was more the ballads, because I think, you know, they kind of stand the test of time a little bit more. Beautiful songs. But when we did the Olympics in 2012, and we did a bit of Wannabe and a bit of Spice Up Your Life, it was such an incredible experience. Spice Up Your Life has become my favourite Spice Girl song.
Let's ask Paul.
I would have a guess and think it was maybe Mama.
You don't look happy with that?
I would never have said that. We share a mum. Maybe that's why he felt that mum angle might have been,
He's trying to help you out, that there might be some mum guilt in the post.
Yeah.
So he's saying it should be Mama, shouldn't it, Mel?
Typical. He's always been the favourite, and here we go again. I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Well, yes, Paul said that Mel's favourite Spice Girls song is Mama. Mama, of course, was the Spice Girls sending a heartfelt message to their own mothers, and I'd like to do that too. Helen, you're a stuck-up bitch. I was particularly nervous about doing that because she's in the audience somewhere tonight, so... Sorry, Helen, I didn't mean it. No points there. Kerry, here's another one for you. We asked Martin, if Kerry could go on holiday anywhere in the world, where would she go? Where will your dad be sending you? Do you go on many holidays?
I love holidays.
Oh.
I love holidays. And my dad knows that. Somewhere hot, definitely somewhere hot. Maybe India or somewhere like that,
Okay.
I think.
Somewhere hot, somewhere like India. Okay. Martin, where would Kerry like to go?
Maybe somewhere cold, Lapland or Norway or something like that.
He said maybe somewhere cold, Lapland or Norway.
Don't say that.
I don't know. He doesn't know you at all.
So wrong.
Yes, Martin says that Kerry's ideal holiday destination would be somewhere cold, the exact opposite to hot. No points there, obviously. We're back with you, Jack. We asked Tom if Jack could be any animal, which animal would he choose? Jack, what animal would you like to be, and will Tom give the same answer?
Does it have to be, like, real? Or could it be...
I mean, you spitball as much as you like, Jack. I mean...
Right, OK, I'd probably be a Bigfoot.
Can I ask why?
Just because...
I like the way he said it, like, obviously a Bigfoot. Next question.
Just because I'd like... You know when people meet Bigfoot and they go... Ooh,
No, hang on.
Yeah.
Looking at you. That's
You know,
rhetorically
people, American people who say they've met Bigfoot and it was a magical experience. I'd like to go and be a really disappointing Bigfoot. Like, just start going on about the price of a pint is too much and how it's not like it was in the old days and things like that. And then just walk away and leave them bemused. But what would I think he'd say? Maybe a lion or something.
So... Hang on, let me write all this down. You'd actually like to be a Bigfoot, but he thinks a lion or something. OK, Tom, give us your answer.
Jack would probably be a sloth.
Sloth.
Kind of matches his personality a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, he says your personality matches that of a sloth.
Well, it just shows how differently we value me.
Yes, Tom says that Jack would be a sloth because it matches his personality. Sloths, of course, are cute but incredibly slow, which is also how Mel used to describe the members of Atomic Kitten. Mel, here's one for you. We asked Paul, what is Mel's proudest professional moment? What's he going to come out with on that?
Oh, gosh, that's tough.
Does anything jump out straight away? I think something that...
I suppose because Spice Girls broke the American market, which is quite unusual for a British pop act, maybe that.
OK, let's see what Paul thinks.
Singing with Bruce Willis, I think, is an amazing thing for the opening of one of the Planet Hollywoods in Montreal.
Yes, he said singing with Bruce Willis for the opening of Planet Hollywood in Montreal.
Yeah, when I look at my achievements over the years as a Spice Girl and a solo artist, not so much.
Paul said that Mel's proudest moment was singing with Bruce Willis in Montreal. Bruce Willis was also thrilled because he'd always wanted to meet someone who'd not only starred in the film Spice World, but got to dance on screen with Michael Barrymore. No points there, so that's the end of round one. And I can tell you in third place is Mel, in second place is Jack, and in the lead right now it's Kerry! In round one, we found out what the nominees know about the panellists. In round two, we'll see just how well the panellists know their nominees. Kerry, let's see how well you know the man who all those years ago briefly put down his violin to give you life. We asked Martin, if you had a theme tune, what would it be? What would be your dad's theme tune, Kerry?
I think in his head, it would be like a solid rock, like Free or Captain Beefheart. He'd do something like Captain Beefheart, I think.
Right, let's find out from Martin.
Don't worry, be happy.
He is living in a dream world. There is no way my dad's theme tune would be Don't Worry, Be Happy. In the same way that he would send me somewhere cold when I'd rather go somewhere hot, I'd say his song would be definitely Do Worry and Be Cautious About Happiness.
Really good advice, really.
It's less catchy, though, isn't it?
Yes, Martin reckons his theme tune would be Don't Worry, Be Happy.
That's just so wrong. That's so wrong.
It's not always good advice either, not if you're doing brain surgery or auditioning for a part in EastEnders. Jack, it's you now. Let's see how well you know your brother Tom. What is your best quality? Jack, what do you reckon he might have said?
I think he probably thinks he's funnier than me, which he is, but on a less of a hit basis. Like, he'll wait a month and say something hilarious, whereas I'm got very much a scattergun approach. Yeah, I'd probably say sense of humour.
Sense of humour.
Yeah.
Tom, tell us, what is your best quality?
Probably my generosity.
My generosity. Is he generous? I sort of feel like saying not that he's not funnier than you is a sort of generous act in a way.
Well, his generosity is not a quality that I've experienced.
Yes, Tom reckons his best quality is his generosity. Tom, talking about his generosity, was one of the highlights of our phone call, for which he reversed the charges. No points there. Let's come back to you, Mel. We asked Paul, what's the worst thing about your hometown of Widnes? Hard to imagine there could be any downside to Widnes, but what will Paul have said?
Well, does anybody know Widnes?
I
No.
saw Black Lace play in Widnes.
Wow. That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear.
It was a special day.
Whereabouts in Widnes, do you remember?
It was by the river, by the Mersey, yeah. And they did a gig and they were all wearing white jeans and big sort of Sue Pollard glasses.
How did I miss
And they
that?
belted out Agadoo.
Yeah. Classics.
Oh, that's who they are.
Yeah. Superman, that was the other hit.
Superman, did they do that? Is there a song called Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling?
The other ones were having a gangbang. That's the other classic. Hey, we're having a gangbang. Join in against the wall. No?
There were different times.
They were simple as that. But in answer to your question, I do know Widnes.
Yes, Jack, they got Black Lace, we got Brexit. So.
It's an industrial town and there's a lot of chemical works there, so there's something about Widnes where it does stink.
Do you work for the tourist board?
I won't be allowed back, will I? But that's a shame. But he might say the smell.
OK, Paul, tell us what's so bad about Widnes.
It smells. It's an industrial town and it melts bones for jelly and things.
Yeah, he said it smells like melting bones.
Yeah, but it's not all is lost. There was also a crisp factory. So there's a particular part of Widnes which smells of cheese and onion.
Yes, the thing Paul likes least about his hometown of Widnes is that it smells of melting bones. So something to consider if you're thinking of going there on honeymoon. So 2 points there. That's the end of round 2. And in joint second place is Jack and Mel. But out in front at the moment is Kerry. Before we start round 3, I thought I'd share something rather special with you. The other day I was up in the loft hiding from the rough boys. I found some of my childhood diaries. And this volume comes from 1996, when I was 8 years old and the Spice Girls had just burst onto the scene. And as we have an actual Spice Girl with us, I thought we could have a look and see what I made of it all. So this entry is 7th of September 1996, and I wrote, "Dear Diary, it has been a day of much tumult. I awoke with a start, as Mother has been reprimanding me. Apparently last night I let my Birmingham accent emerge. Apparently I said I don't, rather than I don't want another glass of Chateauneuf de Pape. I've been enjoying the music of these popular Spice Girls recently, a curious yet brave new band. My favourite members are Ginger and the little boy in the tracksuit. They are so talented and entertaining. I hope to meet them one day, but I expect that'll be impossible, as by the time that I am an adult, they will all be long dead." I think it's time for round 3. These are the rules for round 3. I'll read out the answer to a question, and what you have to do is tell me which of our 3 nominees gave that answer. Was it Kerry Godleman's dad, Martin, Jack Carroll's brother, Tom, or Mel C's brother, Paul? So, fingers on buzzers. Which of tonight's nominees said that their favourite dictator is Kim Jong-un? Kerry, do you think
Has
your dad...
anyone got a favourite dictator? Did I miss a meeting?
I mean, I think we all have here. Mine's Eamon Holmes.
Wouldn't have thought my dad would have a favourite dictator, because his theme tune is "Don't Worry, Be Happy." So I think it's Jack's brother, Tom.
Well, let's find out who it is.
It's Got to be your man Kim Jong-un, I think.
It's Tom! Yes, it's Tom Carroll, whose dictator of choice is Kim Jong-un, believed by many to have ordered the assassination of his own brother. Don't know what Tom likes so much about Kim Jong-un. But I expect you'll find out, Jack. So 2 points there. Which of tonight's nominees, Martin, Tom or Paul, said that if they could pass any law, they would entirely legalise cannabis? Who do you think said that? Mel C, what are you
I'm going
saying?
to say that's Jack's brother, Tom.
Well,
Because I don't think it's going to be Martin. And I don't think it's going to be my brother.
It might explain my dad's catchphrase.
Well, let's find out who it was.
To legalise cannabis.
It's your dad, Martin.
I am seeing my dad in a whole new...
This is totally surprised. He's never...
Well, he's not adverse to it, but he doesn't partake... I don't think... Oh, God. I think he probably would support the legalisation of it, but I don't think he feels strongly about it.
Well, it's the one thing he went for. Yes, if Martin had the opportunity to pass a law of his choice, he would legalise cannabis. I suppose it would mean Martin could stop lying to everyone that the heat rising off his attic comes from a home sauna. No points there. Let's try another one. Which of our 3 nominees, Martin, Tom or Paul, when asked if they had ever won a prize, claimed that they have a reputation for being lucky in raffles? Oh, Mel.
That's my brother.
That's your brother.
He always wins something.
Well, let's see.
I've won raffles. I've got a minor reputation for being lucky in raffles.
It's your dad, Kerry
I
Martin.
did think it would be my dad.
How funny.
What, does he win a lot in raffles?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, my brother does
Yeah.
too.
It is a thing. He does have a lot of
It's a
luck
weird
with
thing
raffles.
for you two to bond over, but I'm into it. Let's try one more. Which of our nominees, Martin, Tom or Paul, said that their biggest fashion faux pas was wearing popper trackies and that they have a photo of themselves wearing them while dancing with Mel B? Kerry?
Paul.
I wonder why you say that. Let's hear who it was.
Wearing popper trackies. Remember the Adidas ones that had all the poppers up the side of them? I just found a classic picture of me and Melanie B dancing, and I've got them on, and I look horrific.
Well, they're back in fashion now. Doesn't Kim Kardashian wear them?
I think so, yeah. I had a pair that were yellow, because I remember, this must have been about, 12, something like that. And somebody said, because they're bright yellow, said, oh, you look like you've got 2 bananas there. And I went, 3 bananas? Which, as a 12-year-old, is a weird
That's very
joke.
confident. Very confident 12-year-old, Joe.
Yes, it was Paul whose greatest fashion faux pas was wearing popper trackies while dancing with Mel B. My biggest fashion faux pas was wearing arseless chaps in a photo with Victoria Beckham. I say in a photo, she's on the other side of a kitchen window, and she just looked very surprised. 2 points there, and it's the end of round 3, and in third place is Mel, in second is Jack, and right out in front is Kerry! Now, you've probably just started thinking, when is this going to end? And the answer is, not now. We call this round... One Massive Question. In this round, we ask only one question. What kind of question is it? Well, those people who've been paying attention for the last 15 seconds won't be surprised when I tell them it's massive. It's a question that really shows us what kind of person your nominee is. Because it's a massive question, it's worth a massive 4 points. Not sarcastic at all. Tonight, the one massive question is this. What is your nominee's favourite vowel? I think we can all agree that nothing sums up someone's personality more than their choice of favourite vowel. I cannot tell you how often me and my friends have found ourselves discussing our favourite vowels after a few buckets of Echo Falls. I can still see my friend Paul shouting at me, I is better than you. No, Paul, I said, I think you'll find that I am better than you. I should point out that we restricted your nominees' choices to the classic lineup of A, E, I, O and U. They weren't allowed to pick Y, the controversial occasional 6th vowel. We're just not insured for it. Kerry Godliman, we'll start with you. Put yourself in the mind of your father, Martin. See the world through his eyes. Hear it through his ears. Touch it with his fingers. What vowel appeals the most to his pot-addled mind?
I think you. My dad is quite a good listener and he's interested in people, and I think it would be you.
Let's find out. Martin, what is your favourite vowel?
Oh, goodness. E.
He's on E as well.
Well, I think Martin might have thought we were asking what his favourite drug was, because he did ask afterwards if we could change the answer to ketamine. No points there. Jack Carroll, you next. Let your consciousness merge with that of your brother Tom. We know he loves Kim Jong-un, but what is his favourite vowel going to be? You've got a 1 in 5 chance of getting it right, unless Tom goes for the Greek letter epsilon, just to be a prick. What is he going to go for?
I think, as a Yorkshireman, E is quite important. People from Yorkshire seem to start using it when they get to be about 60. You can go E, how's things, and all that. I'm going to go for E.
Let's see, Tom, name that vowel.
E.
There we go. 4 points. Melanie C. We've been on a long journey this evening, but right now what we want, what we really want, what we really, really want, what we really, really, really want is for you to guess the favourite vowel of your brother Paul. Can you use all of your knowledge of his character to answer one simple question? What is his favourite vowel?
My answer is gonna be based on something quite similar to Jack's. I think it's a geographical thing. Widnes is quite close to Liverpool, and a lot of our family are from Liverpool, and A is used more by Scousers. A. So I think A.
You're going with A? Yeah. Paul, end the misery for all of us. What is your favourite vowel?
Oh.
Who saw that coming? The BBC, home of award-winning drama. So no points there, and that's the end of this week's It's Not What You Know. So let's see the final scores. And in third place with 4 points is Mel. In second place with 9 points is Kerry. And the winner of the show with 10 points, it's Jack! That's it. Thank you to all of our panellists, Kerry Godliman and her dad Martin, Jack Carroll and his brother Tom, and Mel C and her brother Paul. And until next time, just remember, it's not what you know. Bye-bye! It's Not What You Know was hosted by me, Joe Lycett. Some of the things I said were written by me and James Kettle, with additional material by Aidan Butler. The show was produced by Adnan Ahmed, and it was a BBC Studios production.